My name is Dylan CineMasai Green, and welcome to the Real Notes podcast. I speak with rappers, producers, journalists, and other hip-hop adjacent figures about their relationship with movies, and, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest this week is Singaporean rapper-producer Mary Sue. We spoke about Bugonia, No Other Choice, the Singaporean movie theater experience, the works of Stephen Chow, Kanye West, and Earl Sweatshirt, how his time in the army led to him making music in earnest, honoring his heritage and putting his own spin on hip-hop, and the creative process behind several of his recent projects, particularly Porcelain Shield, Paper Sword, and the bloomcycle-produced EP, Unintended Self-Expressions from Selling Reflections on the Internet. Come fuck with us. My passport's still expired, so I can't travel nowhere yet. I'm gonna figure it out. I've just been lazy about it, you know.
Is it like a tough process there to
A
like
little
get it
bit.
renewed? Yeah.
Kinda, cause some post offices you can do it. There used to be one right near me that did it, but they
Yeah.
stopped doing it. So now I gotta go find one where it happens, and then it takes I think if you don't expedite it, it can take anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to get it back. And we got the real ID shit that we need to have on our license plates to be able to fly on planes. And the only way that I can get the real ID for my license is to show up with the 6 points of ID, and one of the 6 points of ID is my fucking passport, and it needs to be not expired. So it's fucking crazy, you know. It's just.
But you can travel through the states though, right?
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's just not outside. Yeah. Okay, bet.
Or at least I think. No, you actually might need the real ID. Look, it's so stupid. You can either have the real ID or they charge you $44 to fly, apparently, or something. I don't know. I haven't been on a plane since they made you do it, but it's all bad over here. I mean, I don't need to tell anybody how terrible it is over here.
Nah.
It's all bad out this motherfucker, man.
Facts. It's pretty bad, I guess everywhere, but you know.
Yeah. No. What's shaking out in Singapore?
I mean, Singapore has its own unique kind of issues in terms of the fact that since our independence we still have the same government since our independence, you know. So it's definitely in a more autocratic kind of government that free speech is not very valued and protected, and opposition to government, it's not very uh supported. But yeah, I mean, different regions of the world have those different kind of struggles, I guess. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to compare, but
yeah.
But I feel like the people are accustomed to it, you know. So not a lot of people would complain about it, which is a problem in itself, I guess. So
Yeah. No, it's the same over here. It's obviously a little different because we technically I mean, freedom of speech is it's supposed to be one of the most valued things in America, but obviously that's being upended in so many different ways that, you know, this could be a whole geopolitics podcast. I know we're gonna get into it at some point, but either way, what's fucking cracking, everybody? Welcome back. First cold open of the goddamn season. We up. My name's Dylan Green, CineMasai. I got a lot of names, do a lot of shit outside, inside, all side. You already know what it is. You know, love it. And you know, this is also the first for me, late night edition of Real Notes of the season. My guest beaming in from the other side of the world is 13 hours ahead. It's 10 o'clock in the morning his time. It's 9:07 p.m. my time. And yeah, man, I mean, I don't remember the first time I heard my guest's music, but I remember being struck by your voice, and I remember being struck by just we're gonna get into this later, but just your ear for beats is so
thank you.
Just every single project I've heard sounds different. It's all got the same ethos, but it all sounds different. None of it's samey. It's just a lot of ideas and really cool. I don't know. You just have a really cool way of just
much love.
spreading your ideas out in a way that doesn't feel super repetitive, and that can be really hard to do with the specific type of music that you make and I enjoy.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. It means the most. Been a big supporter of what you do, and like been watching your podcast, and like yeah, just honored to be here, man. Truly.
Nah, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the best artists, he was born a Gemini. He fights through
Yeah.
life with a porcelain shield and a paper sword. Fucking Mary Sue's in this motherfucker, man. Like, please,
Yo,
if you're listening, please make
gonna meet.
noise for fucking Mary Sue, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Hope y'all
yeah.
hope hope you'll check out the music. If y'all don't check out the podcast, yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, nah, please, man. Yeah, nah. Fucking Porcelain Shield Paper Sword has been out for quite a while, like almost damn near 6 months at this point, right? Like something like that.
Yeah, I think so, man. It just flies by fast. I don't really keep track, because yeah, I think it came out around like June-ish. It came out around June. Yeah, yeah,
And then of course
yeah.
Unintended Self Expressions for selling reflections on the internet with the homie
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
person who made the fucking flat who made the art
Yes,
for this
sir.
podcast. For like yeah, it's like big flowers. Shout out to Flowers,
Shout
Michael
out
G11.
Flowers. Shout out
Yeah, man.
Bloomcycle. Shout out Flowers. Super
Yeah,
talented. Like
for real.
just can do anything. Do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally anything. But like, go. I mean, like anybody listening who doesn't know Sue, like, please go listen to these projects. Tear up their fucking Bandcamp. Cool, like
Mhm.
cool fucking merch that you can't get, but like just like that's been
Yeah.
the fun thing about going through the Bandcamp today is just seeing like the fucking one. I'm seeing like the one of one T-shirt and the cassettes,
Yeah.
and like all the profits of the cassettes go to
Mm,
Palestinian fundraisers. Yeah, just like the
100%.
ethos is yeah, I mean, like we're all like we're very aligned. The ethos is felt and reciprocated, and yeah, I mean, I'm babbling right now, but your shit is dope.
No, for sure.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love. Much love.
Of course,
Can't wait
man,
for
no
this.
doubt. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. First question I ask everybody who comes on here: what was the last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about, son?
Yeah. Last move, I think like nah, because I know this question's gonna come up. I don't know why it's stumping me now, but I think the last movie I caught in the theater would be like I don't know how to pronounce it right. Bogonia?
Begonia, yeah.
Bogonia? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I caught that. I caught that. It was on a date actually. It was a weird vibe. It was a weird vibe to catch on a date, but
Was it a first date?
like a second date.
Okay, okay. It's
So,
a,
but
a
it
little
was it
less
was all
weird, but
right.
not that much.
Well,
That's fine.
no, because I like going into movies like not knowing whatever is happening. So I just saw like Emma
Mm,
Stone. I'm like, okay, this could be this could work, and it was a pretty high review. So, but it was a pretty crazy film. Yeah, definitely like I love the atmosphere it created and the way it switched it from like absurdity to like shit that like realism and stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. It's a crazy picture.
mm. Yeah, yeah. No, I'd agree. Like, I love. I'm like, you'll get that from any Yorgos Lanthimos movie at this point.
Yeah.
He's like real good at kind of bridging that gap of like, I'm a big magical realism dude. Like between
Mm,
like that and like Atlanta and shit. Like I love it when just like a random super duper dry moment will just get like up because I mean like I guess if you haven't seen Begonia, skip ahead a bit, but like the ending of Begonia, like I
oh
so
yeah,
I mean
yeah.
like coming into it, I went in almost completely cold. I didn't realize it was based on I didn't realize it was based on a South Korean movie called I think Save the Green Planet, and just like the
Oh, I
ending
didn't
of the
even know
movie. Yeah, I want to watch Save the Green Planet too. It's been on my list
that.
for a minute, but like
Yeah,
I don't know, just like the ending of them, like you obviously Jesse Plemons' character is painted as like this wacko conspiracy theorist, and like he is, but
yeah. Mm,
it just turns out like he's right. Aliens were
mm,
coming to survey the Earth, and they were like, "Nope, you fail. Everybody die."
mm.
Just like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the the last scene, just like bopping between the different sections of the world, and like everyone's
yeah,
like dead in the street, and like there's like one couple who's like having sex, and they're like dead on
yeah.
top of each other, like
No,
and it was like that was I was his movies get bleak. I was surprised it got like
yeah,
that bleak, you know?
yeah. That last scene was crazy. It was really powerful. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and And it's crazy how I think it mirrors like today's like whatever the news we've been getting the last few weeks, you know. We've been thinking like,
Mm.
oh, that's conspiracy theories for sure. And I guess they were all right in a way, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, they were both very right. They were very right in some ways and
Yeah, yeah.
wrong and fucked up in lots. It's I've been thinking about that a lot too. Like, how could you not?
Mm,
It's super fucked. But I think I don't know. Like watching, I mean, like watching stuff like that. Just it's not even that it makes me feel less crazy, but it's it's always going to be a time and a place to be like super, this is what's happening in the world right now, and just like
yeah.
get the 20 seconds where somebody needs to shake your head and be like, this is like be in the present, but
Mm,
like because like I walked out of that shit in a daze because like everybody in my theater, I think it might have been
mm.
like me and like 20 other people, and like you could tell like nobody knew how to react when it was over. Like nobody
Facts.
laughed, nobody clapped. It was just like
No, exactly. That's what I said. It was on a date. It was bad, like it's quiet afterwards. We're just like,
that's
oh,
wild.
I see, like yeah, so yeah, what a powerful film. I mean, like
Yeah.
I think I watched his previous film. I forgot the name of it too. Like the other one with Emma Stone, the one where she was like
Uh
a kid. She was like a
oh,
kid
Poor
in the
Things.
adult's body. Oh
Poor
yeah, yeah,
Things.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty powerful too. Pretty intense. Yeah.
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 I'm like, I gotta ask now, how'd your date like Bugonia?
She I think she I I I don't know. I think she liked it. We didn't really talk about it. I mean, we just mentioned like, wow, that was pretty insane. I think that was the only thing we said. That was pretty insane. And then we just had a bit of silence and we just went to eat, like that's it. But yeah, yeah.
What'd y'all get to eat after it was over? I'm like, I can't imagine eating
Eating.
food right after watching that joint. That's funny.
I mean, it took a bit. I mean, we were having popcorn while having it
Right.
anyway. So like, I think
Yeah.
we just had some local food, just some noodles and shit.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
like, but yeah, crazy. I think, oh yeah, just that, but that wasn't the last movie I watched. It just popped in my head. I was able to watch like, No Other Choice 2 weeks ago.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
How'd you like that?
yeah. Oh, that was really good. That was great. I think that was a great film. Oh man, like, yeah, just that's. Wait, did you watch it already? I don't want to
Yeah, I
like.
seen it. I
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn that sequence with the song and the gun.
Yo, that's my
I
favorite scene in
spoil
the whole movie.
that is so. And the whole time I was thinking, yo, that's a fire track. That's a fire sample. Like that. That's a crazy song. But like, yeah, man, what a film. Korean films
Yeah.
be like that, man.
Yeah, nah, I'm like, I love. I'm gonna sound like every basic chud on planet Earth and say that I love Parasite. Parasite's
Yeah,
amazing,
same.
but like I don't know that I like this as much as I like Parasite, but I think
Mm,
it's, I mean, it's obviously super timely. It's, like it's a movie about fucking capitalism crushing
yeah.
people and just like forcing them to become the worst versions of themselves in order to get the most basic of amenities. And
Mm,
obviously there's like the AI and robotics aspect of it with like the factories
yeah.
being automated, and it's like movies like that. It's so much to chew on, but it's still so personable and funny and
Mm,
real. Like that's the reason Parasite worked as well as it does, because like there's a lot of stuff going on in like the subtext, and it's like very timely and socio-political, but
yeah.
it's just a funny, approachable movie. Like it does, you don't have to know anything about that to just get sucked into the story of a guy trying to keep his job and kind
Mm,
of losing his mind in the it's just really, that type of balance is important to me. It's cool when somebody can make a movie that's so lofty but also just like regular. That's tough to do, you know
yeah, yeah.
I respected that a
I
lot.
mean, I feel like that's like almost like that's something like Korean films just like tend to gravitate to that kind of dry humor. Like black humor is I guess dark humor. Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Um yeah, and just like I think like anybody who has like who spent time in Korea or like I have quite a couple friends there, but it's like it's always a mad contrasting thing in contrast to like what's their popular culture, where everything's so like right and like K-pop and like almost so like fabricated in a way and
Right.
almost ultra capitalistic, the most ultra capitalistic form of music. I hope that's okay to say, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
what
nah, K-pop fans gonna come
I'm not
back.
gonna tell you no. Like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I
nah,
mean
man.
like yeah, yeah, it's funny how like I guess the films that they make kind of like separate themselves from the rest of the cultural media. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
no, they're
yeah.
very they're you know like they're very deliberate about like we don't fuck with this shit. But then
Yeah.
again, I mean like who knows? Like maybe the New Jeans fans are gonna come find us and fucking we can
Oh
have
no.
some words to say. Nah, nah.
Oh no.
Nah.
Dude, they the most scary they're the scariest fan base. No lie.
Yeah, they're
They,
they're they're pretty fucked up, bro.
they're the scariest fan base.
I've seen them jump people. It's pretty fucking wild.
Do you
Before
ever review like a K-pop? You would never review a K-pop release for Pitchfork, right? But I see those writers who do like get destroyed
yeah,
crazy
yo,
if
yeah,
they ever
no,
give.
shout out to JMK, Joshua Minsu Kim, who's
Yeah.
he loves rolling around in the mug with the K-pop people, man. He's got no fear. I honestly, I'm the same way with a lot of those. I mean, like not with K-pop. I've never actually written about K-pop before. I just don't. I'm just not as familiar. I don't have the history. I don't have the
Yeah.
context. So I try not to write about shit that I'm not like. I don't
Hmm.
have to be an expert, but like I'd be stumbling over myself in a way that I don't think I'd like to be.
Hmm.
But like put me in the ring with the fucking like the only time I've been in a situation like that is like I've gone toe to toe with Kanye people because I wrote about Donda,
Mm.
and then the Killer Mike shit happened when I reviewed Killer Mike's album, and
Yeah.
he sicked all his fucking 40-year-old commercial driver's license truck driver fan base on me,
Mm.
which was
Yeah, yeah.
which is pretty intense. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Stands or stands no matter what they're standing. It's just.
That's facts. That's facts. Yeah.
Before we move on to your history, just because I'm curious, I'm sure it's not that much different. But what is movie going culture like in Singapore? I'm always curious about what it's like in other
Ooh.
parts of the world.
Well, I mean, like Singapore is like a tiny place, so like, yeah, we have like our standard cinemas, like the big companies and such.
Uh huh.
Um, and mostly they play like the big films, like maybe like an Avatar type thing. And we have like one independent cinema like in the entire country.
Oh
It was called the
shit.
Projector. It closed recently just because like it couldn't keep up because like it's a crazy expensive place. I'm sure like New York
Sure.
can relate, like yeah, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough for like independent cinema to survive. And they usually choose to be independent so they don't get like government, like censorship or maybe like the hand in choosing what films can be played or not. Like they can play like they can have a Palestinian film festival and such. So like but yeah, it was sad that they couldn't keep up. So I mean, I would say like the independent cinema and like more indie films, it's small, but it's like definitely like pushing against the grain. But I mean, there's still the big cinemas around, but
Cool.
I don't know if it's the same over there, but there's a lot of cinemas closing, even the big guys. Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
think.
Within the last couple years, it hasn't. Like I'm kind of because like I grew up in a town that's got a bunch of like, or at least when I was growing up, when I was like a kid, they had a bunch of different like indie spots. It didn't even necessarily. There was one that would play like indie movies, but the rest were all like local chains that were like mom and
Mm,
pop movie theaters. Really cool stuff. And you're like, as you get older, like a lot of those places, like they shutter because of the reasons you were saying before, like just
yeah.
like business dries up, it becomes ridiculous to even stay open. And like they just the town I grew up in has they have like a film council, like a film center, and then like a bunch of the theaters, one of them got damaged in one of the hurricanes that happened over here within the
Oh,
last 10 years, and the film council pulled some resources together and helped reopen it. and then another one on the other side of town that was like it had 4 screens, and it would only play
Mm.
like like the Avatars, the Marvel movies, like like that type of shit. But they just reopened that. I want to say like maybe 2 months ago. Like that was the theater. Like I used to go there like as a kid, like after school with friends, and like if you didn't want to have to travel like 30 minutes out your way to go to one of the big theaters, you would just go to the Bell. It was called the Bellevue, and they just
Mm.
reopened it, and they like renovated it, and it's like yeah, it's I haven't been yet. I've actually been meaning to go back for some time, but it's like luckily I think at like the national level they haven't been closing too many out here.
Okay.
It was we were scared about that for a minute, but it seems like all I mean, like I have like an AMC like 15.
Yeah.
I actually have like this is gonna sound so crazy. I live in an area where there's like 3 or 4 different AMC theaters within like 15
Mm.
20 minutes of me. Like I got one that's 10 minutes away. There's another
Yeah.
one that's 15 minutes away. It's like I live in an area it's a residential area, but I'm like right outside where there's like a mall and like a shopping center, and like it's a New Jersey's interesting. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
like New Jersey's an interesting spot. I don't know how else to
Mm.
say it, but yeah. So if they ever closed any theaters near me, I'd probably shed several tears for reasons,
Nah, for
But
sure. Yeah, I want to ask something. Does the
yeah,
I always see like videos online about like cinemas in America. Like, are they actually like mixing the popcorn like live? I see them like throwing the shit. Yeah.
that's such a good question. I mean, I've never seen it. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to see it, but yeah, like it'll be like 1 or 2 TikToks of like the white
Yeah.
dude who like fills it up
Yeah.
and does it with the. I've always hoped that somebody at one of the theaters near me would do some bullshit like that, just
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
want to see it. But not. I mean, people. It's definitely happens, but I haven't seen it in person. I would
Oh.
imagine somebody in like New York like in the city would do it, but I've never seen it. It's always going to be at some like random. It's going to be at some place in like Tupelo, Mississippi, where somebody's just like so bored that they're just like mixing, and like shout out
Getting
to that,
crazy.
like I'm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Like,
I've never seen it personally, and one day I want to.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a goal of mine for sure.
Same.
That's
Same.
so
Same.
that's so funny. I love that question. um, but okay, I want to run it back with you
All right.
flesh this history out.
Mhm.
What's the first movie experience you can remember having? It could be at the theater, it could be at your cousin's house, just like the first thing that comes to
Damn.
mind for you. Yeah.
I think like the first thing off instinct, there's this film called Chicken Little.
Oh, I know Chicken
Oh,
Little.
was it DreamWorks? I forgot what it was.
It was Disney. It was Disney's
It
first
was Disney?
fully computer animated movie. Yeah, I remember when that came
Oh,
out.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I have a real core memory, but I think I watched that in the cinema. I was really hyped for it for some sort of reason. Like I was telling my parents like, yo, we gotta watch Chicken Little. And I remember I watched it and I was like real hyped about it. I had like Chicken Little merch. Like I was wearing
Wow.
Chicken Little t-shirts. I'm probably the only kid who was fucking with Chicken Little that much. I don't know why. I
That's
don't know why, but
hilarious.
that's yeah, but I don't remember anything about the story, I can't lie.
Mhm.
I know like the
Yeah,
sky was falling.
yeah. All I
Yeah.
remember is like the sky was falling, and then like it was aliens. I think that's all I
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember any jokes. I couldn't tell you a single other character's name. Like, but I also haven't seen the movie since it came out almost 20 years ago. So like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
facts. I mean, same.
but like you, it's a core memory because I
Yeah.
remember. I remember it was kind of a big deal because it was like it was Disney's first fully computer animated movie that wasn't a Pixar movie. So that was like
Mm.
their big like we're doing this like with the regular Disney shit too, because like I think they were finally starting to not do hand drawn stuff. But I mean,
Mm.
I don't know this as a kid. I'm just like, oh no, I'm like you. I'm like, oh, it's Chicken Little. I gotta go see Chicken
It's
Little.
Chicken
Like,
Little, yeah.
that was just the hot shit to do at the time.
Was it a flop? I couldn't remember. Like
I
I mean,
don't
I wouldn't even
remember.
care about it. I mean, like,
Let me see. That's a good question. And then I also remember the poster had Chicken Little looking like Son from the Matrix because he was like sitting in like the
Oh yeah,
eggshell
yeah,
that
yeah,
made it look like a chair. It's dumb.
yeah,
No, it made a decent amount of bread. It cost 150 million to make, and it made 314. Yeah, it did fine. But
mm,
nobody really it's it's not one that outside of like a random conversation like this,
yeah,
nobody's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, that Chicken Little
That,
movie, like you know.
right. Yeah, I
um
mean that's
have
how.
you have you watched it since then or not?
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
this is the
why
first time I
would you?
thought about it since then. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was just the first movie that popped up in my head,
That's hard.
and like, yeah, man, I mean, I really liked Pixar films back in the day. I mean, I still do.
Same.
I mean, some of them, I guess, but
Yeah,
yeah,
their track record's been kind of
yeah. I think the last movie I really loved was like I can't remember actually. No, I can't remember. Soul was pretty good,
yeah,
uh,
Soul was pretty good.
but nothing like stuck to me. Like the
Yeah.
what like a Toy Story type beat. Yeah.
That okay, before we move on, I've told this story before. I'm sorry, I don't like to repeat myself too much. But the last I saw Toy Story 4. I forget where I was coming from. It was on a plane. And
Yeah.
the flight was long enough that I watched the movie I think like two or three times, but I didn't have
Wow.
headphones. I didn't have
Okay.
headphones, so I couldn't
Yeah.
hear it. I was
Uh,
so like I was watching the movie, but I didn't have subtitles. I didn't have audio. The
yeah.
movie was just playing on the screen. So I've seen the movie at least three times, but I've never
That's
heard
wild.
a single line of dialogue from the movie.
Oh
You
wow, that's
know,
crazy.
I watched it completely silent. I think about that all the time because every once in a while I'm like, should I go watch it? But because I mean, like the fifth one's about to come out, I don't care that much. But you
I
know,
can't believe they went all the way to five. That's insane. Like they
it was
gotta
supposed
stop.
they were
It was
supposed
supposed to
to
be
stop
three.
at three. Yeah,
Three
yeah,
was the
because like the
perfect
whole
ending. Yeah.
right, yeah, yeah, like Andy goes to college, Bonnie gets
Hmm.
the toys, and like that was supposed to be the end, but like Disney and the shareholders were like, "Where's that fourth Toy Story?" Like we need that extra $2 billion to
I
like
don't think I
I
watched
don't
the
know.
fourth one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I watched the fourth one.
Like I said, I've only watched it like I haven't even heard it, so it's like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it is what it is. They like go to a fair. I think Bo Peep comes back, which is kind of cool to see Bo Peep come back.
Hmm.
And there's like I don't know, like there's like a ventriloquist dummy that looks like the one from the Goosebumps books, and
Oh shit,
it's
that's pretty
not
cool.
it's not worth your time.
Okay.
You'll be fine without it.
All right.
Watch it if you get the chance. It's not like it's bad. It's
Yeah.
just kind of you know
It's
and
played
and
out.
and then the yeah, and then like the new one, they're doing the most obvious like
The iPad
it's
shit. I
them.
heard it.
Yeah, it's the iPad. It's
Well, I
like
guess it
I
could be
get it.
interesting. It could be.
Yeah,
It could be funny.
yeah. I hope
Uh,
so. I just like I don't know. Just like considering that it's number five, I just hope they still got gas. And if they make it interesting, I'll go see it. Like I'm gonna
yeah.
wait for a trailer. Like Woody, like Woody and Buzz mean a lot to me. Like
Hmm.
I was the perfect age to watch those because like when the third one came out the literal summer before I went to college. So it was so
Oh
like
yeah.
on track with Andy. It was like they
Yeah.
they timed it out perfect for me. So those movies will always have a special place in my heart because
That's
of that.
that's gotta be a crazy experience for sure.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It like yeah, like, it was like me and like the homies just at the theater, and I'm like trying not to cry while they're in the little fire circle pit before they're about to like get incinerated. I'm just like
Oh
trying to
yeah,
hold
yeah.
it, trying to hold it together.
I think like
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it, there's so many other films that needed sequels rather than Toy Story.
Like what?
They needed a Ratatouille too. They needed that.
I'd take a Ratatouille too, cause
Like,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know,
I love Remy's whole thing. The story was cute. Yeah. It's and it's weird considering that like it feels like Ratatouille kind of got a people liked it when it came out, but I feel like people appreciate it more now than they
Yeah.
did like 15 years ago when it first came out, because it got like the ride at Disney World and shit, and like,
Yeah.
and you're like kids and people are like, it seems like people just really fuck with Ratatouille. It just like had a moment out of nowhere, so
Mm.
give us a Ratatouille, maybe,
Yeah, Ratatouille too.
maybe
We
call
need to see how the
fucking
restaurant doing.
yeah, no, call fucking Patton Oswalt up and see what he's got going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking as you get older, Sue, and you start just expanding
Yep.
your palette and becoming, the person you are. I like to think of this one as a capital M movie, one that really connected with you in an emotional, artistic, or
Mm.
spiritual way. Like, I don't know. It doesn't have to be that serious, but I hope you
Mm.
understand what I'm trying to say.
Ooh, like, damn. I would say like, man, I'm not gonna lie, probably like Kung Fu Hustle by
Oh,
Stephen
let's
Chow.
go. Let's
Yeah.
go. That's a classic
No,
right there.
because I think like as a kid, um, I hated it. Like I hated it. Like, because I think as a kid, um, something in our culture here, like a lot of people find it like kind of cringe, like to like those kind of slapstick comedies. And but
Uh-huh.
that's these like my favorite, like my parents' favorite films and stuff like that. So it's like, but when you're growing up and then like watching again, it's like, yo, this shit's really good, and it's like it has its own like distinct taste. I think I was always comparing it to like as a kid, I would just naturally compare it to like maybe like superhero films or like
Right.
Western films that would be more popular at the time, and what my friends will be watching. And then like, but then like now you watch it, it's like, man, this is fresh. Like it's so different from like Hollywood films, and like it has its own character, which is great on its own. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember the first time I saw it, and like a big part of why I wanted to see it was because of the slapstick elements. Like I'm big
Yeah.
on Looney Tunes type shit, and like seeing them do that in live action, I had never seen nothing like that. I was like a preteen, early teenager.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is crazy. It looked weird. It was like silly, and then like I watch it at first, and I'm just vibing with it off of that. And then you get old, and then I got older and revisited it, and I knew more about Stephen Chow as a guy, and
Yeah.
like what his intentions were behind the movie, and just like how, like learning how it was trying to like subvert Buddhism and just kind of like the
Mm,
tenets of it in the, because like this is around the time when I was like starting to really look into it and like what it means, and like how it kind of affects different areas in the same way that like Christianity does, and how
yeah.
it's like I don't know, like it just like realizing what he was trying to do and how he executed it with that movie, on top of the fact that it was live action Looney Tunes. Once
Hmm.
again, I was like, this is kind of like how No Other Choice made me feel. Just like there's some really heady shit happening in this movie
Yeah.
that feels kind of locked into a very specific type of person that
Hmm.
isn't Western minded, but it has that slapstick appeal that can I don't know. Like I just loved the contrast of that. Like I
Mm,
appreciate that movie for a completely different reason now than I did, like 15 years ago when I first. It's amazing. I love that movie with all my
yeah.
heart. So
Shout out
dope.
Stephen Chow, man. Goat.
Yeah,
She's
truly. Like
yeah, man.
yeah, yeah. No,
I
between
think
that and like, I'm sorry. You go.
no, I mean like I think people in the West like really like look up to like Jackie Chan in that way, but like I think over here like Stephen Chow is like really like the guy rather than Jackie Chan. Like yeah, because like he really he didn't pander. I feel like he didn't pander. I think that's what I love
Mm,
about Stephen Chow. Yeah.
that's fire. Did Stephen
Yeah.
Chow also make Shaolin Soccer?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah, he
did.
did.
Yeah, once
Yeah,
again,
that shit's
like
crazy.
it's wild because I saw the trailer. I saw the trailer for that in the theater. I think that came out before Kung Fu Hustle did,
Mhm.
and like, and once again, like it came out in 2001. I was 9 years old, so of
Mhm.
course I'm just seeing people. I'm seeing people kick the soccer ball around and making
Yeah.
it like Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, this is
Hmm.
crazy, like this, like that. This shit is flavor, but like, and you're like that movie's not doing what Kung Fu Hustle's trying to do,
Yeah.
like thematically and philosophically, but it's just like, I don't know, good ass movie, like he's
Mm.
like, I was in a thrift store last week and I
Yeah.
came across a copy of the Alien movie he made, like the kids movie, like
Oh,
CJ4 or whatever it was
CJ7
called.
is CJ7.
Yeah, CJ7. There we
Oh, that
go.
shit, that
Like,
shit's crazy.
see, I saw it once and thought it was just okay and never went back to it. And like, I should have bought it because I want to rewatch it and
Hmm.
see. Because once again, I love Shaolin Soccer, love
Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle. So I was just like, maybe it's time for me to re-rock this and see if see if it speaks to me, because it
Hmm.
just didn't when I it just
Yeah.
didn't translate to me
It
when I
was
was
all
younger.
right. CJ7 was all right. CJ7. It was like more of like it's more of like a touching show, like like something
Yeah,
that pulls in your heartstrings at the end, type thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
reminds me of like actually Stephen Chow reminds me of like Jim Carrey in a way. In the way like the mask. I feel like I don't know why, but when I thought of CJ7, I was thinking of the mask and the way like they did the effects and shit.
Uh huh. And yeah, even Kung Fu Hustle kind of has because yeah, now I'm saying like, oh yeah, I've never seen nothing like that. Like the Mask was
Yeah.
doing stuff like that. My fault. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to shout out the Real Notes Patreon one time. For as little as $5 a month, you get exclusive goodies like video of every interview, 2-day early access to every interview, an invite to the Real Notes Discord server, exclusive access to the Real Talk Movie Night archive, and early pre-sale links for all live events. If you want to give a little more, you get other exclusives like retro 60-second movie reviews and monthly 90-minute workshops with me, where we can discuss whatever creative questions or projects you might have going on. Head over to patreon.com/realnotes. That's REELNOTES to join right now. I repeat, all videos will only be available on the Patreon. Thanks for listening. Shout out to my patrons. Now let's get back to talking. But it still felt different. They were really
Hmm.
trying to, like, the mask the mask felt like more of a cartoon than
Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle. It's weird because, like, once again, just being that type of movie that hits that sweet spot between like silly and serious. Like the
Hmm.
Mask was all silly. Like that's a cartoon, which is cool.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. But like Kung Fu Hustle was using that as, I don't know. I look at those two things differently, even though they're both kind of doing the same thing visually. Just I don't know.
Mm.
That's half the reason I love movies. But I love
Yeah.
that. I never thought I would never think to compare. It makes perfect
Mm.
sense when you say it, but I never thought to put Jim Carrey and Stephen Chow in that conversation.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. That's dope. And it makes me happy to hear that. I don't know. I mean, like it just makes me happy to hear people other places appreciate Stephen Chow like
Sure. For
at
sure.
the level that I feel like he deserves to be. Yeah, like I've been, yeah, if you're listening, Mr. Chow, I've been
Yeah.
rocking with your shits for a long time. Just like peace to you. You're great.
Yeah, like I think over
Always.
here he's seen like more than like a comedian. Like dude's really seen as like a really revered filmmaker, like up there,
That's
like
fire.
he got like that mystique about he got that, like he's not really out in public much. That's why I was comparing it to like Jim Carrey now. No, Jim
I
Carrey now
get
is
you.
on that it's on that kind of vibe. Like it's that same
Right.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Definitely, that's dope. I love, but I love that. I just love when people get the respect they deserve. That's it's important to me over here.
Yeah.
But let's do the same thing with music. When did music become capital M music for you? Not even in terms of you wanting to make it, but just
Mm.
like you enjoying music.
Ooh, wow, that's tougher. That's tough.
Yeah, yeah, I know that's a loaded question.
I think like this is gonna sound like real uh I think real lame, I guess. I don't know, because I would say like when I heard College Dropout.
Hey, man, come on.
I don't know. I don't know, like
Classics are classics for a
yeah,
reason,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I feel like everyone's good. Everyone over here says like Kanye, because like I guess because they had that mainstream appeal. I mean, like because like hip hop is not ingrained in our culture, so we hear things through the
Mm-hmm.
radio first before, and I think like I heard I heard Gold Digger like was on the radio, and then, you dive in, and like College Dropout was just like really
Of
great. I think that was
course.
like the first time I really loved like hip hop music, and then through that, you go deeper and such. And like I would say like the second like I would say like deep wave that hit me was like probably like I don't like shit. I don't go outside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you really go into like the un but if these feels like very mainstream entry points that everyone goes to, but yeah, yeah.
Those yeah, I mean, like, this isn't the Criterion Closet, bro. Like those tenants are tenants for a
Yeah.
reason, you know. Yeah, I mean, like, to me, yeah, like, I remember the first time I heard All Falls Down and Jesus Walks
Yeah.
and
Wow.
all those songs, and like that's what inspired me to go find, or
Hmm.
like, and then my dad bought me College Dropout on CD, and like
All right.
we all know what's happened to Kanye. Like
Yeah.
I've written about it a bunch. I've that ship sailed for me a long time ago, but College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s, those are such important, like, not even just culturally but like personally. Like, I know
Yeah.
all of Late Registration, all of Graduation, front to back. I've rinsed those albums more times than I could count. He was really on the pulse. He was ahead
Mm.
of the curve in ways that
He was so
we
good, man.
still
Like,
we still don't like, I don't know, man. It gets sad just to see
yeah.
where it's all gone,
Do
and
you think there's any
how the
redemption for him?
I
Like
I don't
anything he could
know.
do?
It's gonna take time. Like, I'm not at the point where I'm willing to just completely forgive every. He's done so many things to so many
Yeah.
different kinds of people. Like, it's just like, where do you start? But
Mm.
it's like, ultimately there's probably a way for him to redeem himself. I just like I just don't think putting out a statement and then
Yeah.
tying that statement to the release of an album is the
Yeah,
way
yeah,
to do
true.
it. Like, I felt kind of, I thought that was pretty insulting, but it's
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 the
it's
It's the Kanye
complicated.
cycle.
It is, like,
Yeah, he always does this.
this is who he is, man. It's
Yeah.
it's 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 complicated. I'm always gonna have a little bit of love for him because of what the music did for all of us. Like, once
Mm.
again, like, and like I was at the, like, Yeezus is one of my favorite albums of all time. I went to the
Mm.
Yeezus tour, like the one where
Wow.
Kendrick opened, and
Yeah.
Kendrick opened, and it was the one in New York because so
That
Tribe
sounds
Tribe
crazy.
Called Quest opened before. It was right before Fife passed away.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
that was like the last time they played a show in New York together. Like, they brought
Hmm.
out Busta to do Scenario. It was, and like Tribe is one of my favorite, and like Tribe is one of my favorite groups of all time. So like, seeing
Hmm.
Tribe and Kendrick and Kanye all in the same night, and
That's
like Kanye did that was when he was like
the
wearing the face
mask.
mask and
Hmm.
fucking like he did Runaway, and he had the whole stage. It was fucking amazing. Like,
Wow.
what I'm not gonna lie, like, it's just maybe one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. But you
Damn.
gotta.
Nah,
It
that
was
sounds amazing. I'm
it
so
was
jealous.
in.
Like, we don't get any acts coming here. Like, yo, the only act I caught from the only hip hop act I caught in Singapore is Chance the Rapper, bro.
Damn, when did you come to Singapore?
A while ago, like after like coloring book or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
But no, I mean it was pretty tight. It was tight, but I mean like yeah, nobody
Yeah.
comes over here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
I think
Like,
Kanye did once. Like it was a bonus track on 808's The Heartbreak. It was like live in Singapore. Do you remember that?
yeah. Right.
Pinocchio,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. Right. Pinocchio story. Yep. 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 Yep.
that was a
I
crazy
remember.
track.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Yeah, great track. And like, it's crazy. I didn't love that album when I first heard it,
Hmm.
but it grew on me. And it's funny because, like, I love all the stuff. Like, I love. I was just talking to my family about T-Pain before we hopped on here, and
Hmm.
like, and like, I've been a T-Pain fan since I first heard Epiphany and all the
Yeah.
big hit. I'm a T-Pain truther to the soil. I love T-Pain,
Thanks.
but like, for some reason, 808s didn't fully hit with me the first time I heard it, and then I went back, and it was either Say You Will. It might have been Say You Will that I heard
I'll tell
again
you
and
what was
was like,
crazy.
oh, I need to give this another go.
Hmm.
But like, what else? What am I trying to ask here? Oh, here's a question I never get to ask like as a question anymore, but it feels like the right time. Uh,
Okay.
was there ever a period of time in your life when you realized that music and film kind of complement one another? Like
Ooh.
it could be in like a music video or just like some I don't know. It could be anything. I don't want to put too much emphasis, but yeah.
Whoa. Uh, oof. Damn. That's a big one. Let me think. I mean, I don't think there was a moment. I always just felt like it linked in that way, visual media and music in that way. Because like in school, I was studying like I was doing visual arts, so like whenever I made music, there would always be like an image in my brain or something, and I always felt it was a natural thing. It was almost as important as each other. Like
Yeah.
the visual is as important as as what it the music it complemented, like so something that really I mean like not to be another Kanye guy, but that I guess the first memory would be like that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like that long film. Is it that long?
The
Yeah, the
Runaway
one with
movie?
yeah, that was pretty crazy for the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, man,
They showed
I
that
feel
in
like I
movie
sound like
theaters
Kanye
here.
stan. Yeah. Oh wow,
They showed that in movie theaters here. Yeah,
that's
they
crazy.
did. I never got to see it, but they definitely
Uh,
did it.
how long was it? It was like 10 minutes? No, it was not that long, right?
Mm, I'm trying to remember. I feel like it might have been it might have been like 10, 15 minutes or like I think there's a version that might be upwards of like 30, 40 minutes. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But either way, they showed something Kanye related in a movie theater here a couple
Mm.
times. But
Then they have that
either
like
way,
like that Jesus is King thing.
yeah. They
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
did that, but I don't know why I'm feel. I could be wrong. I might just be imagining things, but yeah, I mean, like the Runaway video is, yeah, like once again, those that's like era defining shit.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like the type of shit that you can't talk about the 2010s and not talk about that album.
Mm.
I'm a be a dickhead. That album is kind of overrated to me, just in the
Ooh,
sense of like I
I mean,
know,
I'm gonna agree with
I
you.
know.
I'm gonna
Okay,
agree
that's
with you.
cool. I
I
appreciate
don't
that.
think it's one of his better albums. I don't think it's one of his
Yeah,
better albums.
I
Like
feel
I
you.
have like
Yeah,
probably like
like
four songs I like on that.
I'm more or less the same way because like I don't want to sound like why I don't want to sound crazy. The album's important.
Yeah,
Like it's like that album birthed so many different things. It's an important album that should be so overrated might not be the right word, but
yes.
it's never been my favorite Kanye album. Like I
Hmm.
love So Appalled, I love Devil in a Blue Dress, I love I'm already blanking on all the names, but either way, like there's just very good music on there, but it's never one that like I know people who like that's like the album
Mm.
to me, I would put Late Registration and Yeezus over that album in my
Wow.
opinion. Yeezus is like to me that's the Kanye album. Like that and Late
Mm.
Registration are the Kanye
Wow.
albums to me. Um, it's so funny. My lady, um, I had put my lady on to Kanye when we first started dating in college.
Yeah.
I burned those first three albums and Yeezus and my lady Desiree. I love you if you're listening, Des.
Yes.
Desiree loves The College Dropout. Desiree was like
Yeah.
obsessed. Like I burned CDs and like we would be driving places and anywhere Desiree would go, Desiree would play nothing but The College Dropout all over the place. Loves like Last Call and all the
Yeah.
big songs on there. And to this day, Desiree still jokes like, "Oh yeah, it's so terrible, Kanye." It was like, "Oh, so terrible." Kanye died after he made The College Dropout, and I'm like, "You're
Mm.
really," and I'm just thinking like, "You're really gonna take all those like you're gonna take Late Registration and graduate like
That's
I
true.
understand." I'm just like, or I don't understand. I'm just like, what do you mean you don't like Late Registration or Graduation? Like The College Dropout's the only one you're
Yeah.
fucking with. Like, come on,
Late
man. Like
registration
don't
is
don't.
is one of the best. Late registration
It's
be one of the best.
it's incredible, bro. Like I got my CD booklet somewhere in my, like, I have the CD. Like that's
Mm.
like the one I bought in 2004 or whatever year it was. Like that
Yeah,
album is that like that album's like a ventricle in my heart on some shit.
yeah,
Anyway, anyway, that's enough Kanye talk for today.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But I
but
was, okay,
you know,
I just thought of something. Okay,
yeah,
about like film and movies. One of my favorite
please.
films is the Ray Charles film. So I don't know if
I was
that.
lit,
Yeah,
yo.
that's one of
T-
my favorite
t-
films of all time.
Wow,
Yeah.
man! You see, it's almost like you were listening to me and my family talking
Oh
earlier
yeah.
because we were literally just talking about the Ray Charles movie too.
Yeah.
That's so freaky. I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's wild. That's one of my favorite movies of all time too.
Yeah.
Tell me why. Tell me why you love
No,
that
I mean
movie.
it's like what's crazy is that like my family's not that much of a musical family, but I remember we had like two CDs ever, and then it was like Ray Charles and Nora Jones was one of the most random. So my mom would play that endlessly. So all I heard as a kid was
Wow,
fucking Ray Charles and Nora Jones. So like one of the most
that's
random
crazy.
combinations. But then yeah, I mean like Ray Charles like always so it always stuck with me a lot, like I mean it was just a great it was like just like a double greatest hit CD. So like just
Okay.
seeing that and like because I wouldn't know much about the history of it and then like watching it in film and Jamie Foxx, what a performance there,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
like and just like seeing like that his complicated life story and stuff. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like it made the music like flesh out way more, and like yeah. I mean, I think it's because like it's just so ingrained in my childhood. Yeah, strangely,
Word.
and Nora Jones, like yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So I was a kid when I first saw it. Yeah, my dad took us to see it because he used to be, or he still sings, but like he used to be in a
Mhm.
group, and like my household was super duper musically inclined because like he was a roller skater, he sang in a doo wop group, like he was
Nice.
like music is very much, that's very much our thing as a family, and he was he was alive and like got to see Ray Charles, and like he lived through all that shit. So of course he's like, we're gonna go see the movie. And like I'm just kind of taking in the history, like in the songs. We had a radio state, we had Radio Disney over here, and Radio
Hmm.
Disney would always play like older. They would play like new popish stuff, but they would always play older songs too. They would play like Elvis shit and Ray
Hmm.
Charles and whatever the fuck else. So like I knew like Hit the Road Jack and all that stuff just
Yeah.
because I'd hear it on Radio Disney. But like getting to see him do his thing, and like I remember like the first time I really felt sad watching a movie that I can remember is the scene where Ray's brother drowns in the tub, and
Mm.
then
Yeah.
at the end of the movie when he has the vision, he sees his mom and he takes his glasses off and he can see as an adult, and then like his brother comes out and goes, Ray, it's not your fault, and then like the music swells. Like I
Hmm.
bawled like a baby. I had to have been like 10, 11, 12 years. I was
Yeah.
I that I I
I'm
was
surprised you
that
could
was the
get in the
first.
cinema to watch that film. Like, isn't it like a
I
high like R rated or something? I don't know. There's
I'm
like nudity, right? I don't
It
know, like
might have been
16 maybe.
R rated,
Yeah.
but I was with my pops, so he just got us
Mm.
in. Like yeah, because like over here, if you have an adult, like as
You're
long as
free
you're
to.
not like an as long as you're not an infant, if you have adult supervision, you can just go see the movie.
Yeah.
But it was like I remember that being one of the first times that I consciously realized like, damn, this shit is sad, in terms
Yeah.
of like or let me rephrase. It was the first time I felt that emotionally bombarded by a movie,
Mm.
like because
Oh.
like I recognized that things were sad. I'm not a fucking psychopath, but like that
Mm.
was like that really affected me. I was wow. Anyway,
Yeah.
that movie
What
is
a film.
great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you took it there because I don't get to talk
Yeah.
about that movie enough. It's great.
And it
And
links to the
Lorenz Tate.
Kanye.
Yeah, right, and it does link because yeah, right, because of course Gold Digger, the Ray Charles interpolate as hilarious, and
It was Jamie. It was
and
Jamie after the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
right, exactly, and Lorenz Tate was Quincy Jones in that movie, which I think is
Oh.
fun and weird casting. I don't know, like I would never think to cast Lorenz Tate as Quincy Jones, but I love Lorenz Tate and I love Quincy Jones, so shout out to the both of them, legends,
Yeah. That's
legends. Um, So I mean, eventually at some point you decide you want to make music. You didn't necessarily grow up in a musical household. You had Ray Charles and Nora Jones playing in the crib. You obviously find Kanye. Eventually you find Earl, who, like, of course, I mean, it doesn't need to be said that I'm a fucking super Earl fan myself. But like, when do you get the feeling that music's going to become more than just a hobby for you, and that you're going to actively try to make it?
Mm, actually, it was I was like making beats for funds, like or more of like a hobby thing, because like when you go into that route, you eventually get to Jay Dilla and like
Of
Pete
course.
Rock and that beat that whole beat tape thing, and it's like it felt
Yeah.
like at that time I was just really into that, and I was just constantly making beats, and that's how I spent my time in like the last years of high school. And then eventually, like in Singapore, you have to serve 2 years of military service like after your high
Mm,
school. So and my job in the military was just to like stand outside the gate, like to keep watch and such. You stand
yeah.
out. So there was a lot of long hours and a lot of long times of reflection. And so what I would do is like when I'm to take up the time, I would just like I would export the beats that I made over like a weekend ago, and then I'll bring all those beats into my duty, and then just like I got a small notepad and I'll start writing, and just for
Oh
just for
yeah, you
just
did.
to just as like a reflection, and just to take up the time, and it's because it's so mind-numbing, because it's like, man, like all you do is just stand there in the like Southeast Asian heat, and just like just opening gates for fucking military people, and it's like it gets a little like you would go insane if you don't think of something, or you don't like try to actively plan it out.
I'm
So
sure. Yeah, I can imagine.
so that's what kind of sparked it, I think. Yeah. I actually almost got like charged one time, like in military jet like prison for that, because like there was like a fucking general waiting outside the gate, and I was like deep into the raps. I was like, yep, yep. And then he was like honking. I didn't even notice until like the third honk, and I was like, oh shit. And then yeah, yeah, that's like, because you're not supposed to be doing anything else while
Right, I'm sure.
paying attention, protecting the country and things like that. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
so
but
I want to know, did those raps you wrote while you were about to get reprimanded by your superior ever wind up anywhere?
no, it was
Did
just like
those?
dumb. It was dumb bars. It was
Okay,
dumb. I bet it was
okay,
like some like
got you, got you.
funny wordplay that's like, you know what, this will work eventually. Yeah, it was,
Oh man.
but yeah. Funny, funny, funny way it goes about. Like I never really thought anybody would pay attention to it, or like care about the music, because there's in terms of this sound or this space of hip hop, there is essentially no one else in Singapore that does it. And then I mean
That was
it's
gonna be
kind of
my next
wild.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of wild for anybody like overseas to pick it up and think it's worthwhile listening to, because you're so far removed from like the origins of it. So yeah, I think it's
Right.
been a crazy ride. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I
Yeah.
love to hear it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like seeing, kind of like charting the journey across your Bandcamp, and seeing the way that you write about how all these projects came together, and even just hearing that you kind of started writing raps while serving in the military. Like, like, these are like, this is fascinating shit. Like, it'd be fascinating. Like, it'd be fascinating no matter what. But like, that of course leads to those foreign nights I love you, which is
Mm.
some of the earliest music of yours I was able to. I mean,
Oh
it's
wow.
not like it was hard to find, but
Now
like,
it's deep cut. That's a deep cut.
that's a crazy project. And like, and like the thing that really caught me listening to that project is like, it's like, by itself the whole thing is like 11 minutes, and 80% of that is the last song, which is like just over 8 minutes. That whole song is like an EP in and of itself. I had to go
Yeah,
check the player because it felt like I skipped like 3-4 songs. And I was like, this is
yeah,
all the same track. And like, there's something that's so like, that project is so fragmented and so all over the place in a way that none of your other projects really are, except for maybe the joint you and Flowers did. Like,
mm,
it's like everything else feels. It's not that this doesn't. It's not that that one didn't feel cohesive, but it felt the most like, let me spitball ideas. And I don't want to put that on you if that wasn't the case, but like, talk to me about making Foreign Lands and like what
no
that
for
meant to you,
yeah,
looking back on it, because it's been like what, like 4 or 5 years since that shit
yeah,
came out.
yeah. Well, I'm really surprised you brought it up, man. Thank you for
Come
like
on,
checking out the whole Discog. That's crazy. Yeah.
come on, man.
But I mean,
No
like,
half stepping over here.
yeah, I mean that's like a it was like a real like tough period of my life, I think, and I think, but if I didn't have that period, I probably wouldn't felt the need to release music. Like I was really just putting it out there. It felt like taking like a part out that I wanted to release, and like by putting it out, it kind of helped me like let go of it in a way. So and I think it was that fragmented because I think like my mind felt pretty fragmented at that time, and like that's just how I was feeling. I mean, I made those songs like I mean that was written while I was in the army, so it would especially know that the way that you write when I'm on duty is like all stop start stop start, and then like it doesn't end up being long in terms of verses and thoughts because you have to stop what you're doing a lot of the times and then like get back to it. And I think that just reflected naturally in the music. And the sounds were a little bit, glitchier and like darker because I guess just that was what I was feeling at the time. And then I also didn't have much time to produce as well, like because you're mostly in camp, and like
Right.
it becomes like the little things that you do and then like what naturally just melds together. Yeah. And I think that's essentially what happened with the project with Flowers too, because I mean the difference now is that he produced the beats, but the way it melded together was also like it was in between projects and was like probably the most raw emotions, like the other projects were much more like you wanted something to come together. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I appreciate that about this, especially because I kind of went backwards. I started at the top and then just kind of made my way that way, which I don't know, which made for like a cool experience for me. And then, like just going through, like
Oh,
going through the rest of it.
it's
Oh
saying
yeah, I
like
just
the
saw that
diff.
you're
Oh, do
sorry,
I
go ahead.
gotta do something for that?
If the thing with the
Let me see.
storage, right?
Do I gotta delete something or let me see?
Potentially, yeah, no, because this, yeah, oh yeah. Now that I realize it, this happened to me yesterday too. Yeah, nah, it's yeah, like it records locally, so it kind of like takes up space on
Oh,
your phone and then uploads everything. I'm sorry, I forgot
okay.
to say that.
Oh, okay, okay. Did it stop recording already? Or like,
No, 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 no. It's still recording.
okay, should be all right, right? Okay, let me delete some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, 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 and then on top of that, like if it freaks out in any way, it's
Yeah.
like technically live streaming to the app, and if I need to, I can just pull from like the internet. I can
Oh,
pull from like
okay.
the internet version of it too. So like worst comes to worst, like you don't gotta clear out your entire phone or nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm just I got hella shit on my phone as well.
I
All
feel
right.
you, me too.
All right, should be okay. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
All
No,
right.
either way,
All
we'll
good.
figure it out.
Yeah, my bad for
I'm
the
sorry.
disruption.
Don't no 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 don't even
Yeah.
trip. It's all good.
Yeah.
I needed a second to get my brain together anyway.
Yeah.
The thing, so like I also wanted to jump over to Kisses of Life
Mm.
too, because at first I thought Kisses of Life was a beat tape until you started rapping on it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting about it, but like I also know this was, you put this out around the time your grandfather passed, and
Mm.
I'm sure, and you're like, I'm sure it was a lot of feelings
Yeah.
kind of coming up around that. And like you mentioned your grandfather's passing as a catalyst for Porcelain Shield Paper Sword
Mm,
to an extent. But
yeah.
like but I mean, I guess just talk to me about that specifically, and like what just like your relationship with your grandfather and how that kind of factored into a lot of the music you've made, because it
Yeah.
seems like that's something you come back to pretty often in your writing too.
Um, yeah, I think for like Kisses of Life, funnily enough, was the original purpose of it was actually like before I was writing it before he passed, and then it was actually when Doom passed, and like
Okay.
that's why it's called Kisses of Life, because Sade's sample, and then that was
Mm-hmm.
like the original purpose. Some of the songs were made before
Very
that, and was
nice.
like I think it was just one, and then like a few days after, yeah, my granddad passed too, and then I think it was like it was just a very strong sense of like grief, and then also looking back at like time, and like time spent and time that wasn't spent, and or yeah, it was just the most raw form of that emotion, of that grief, and then handling that change as well, because that was also in between being in the military service, and then yeah, you think of you tend to think of these moments where you wouldn't have thought of before. Like I think there was a line talking about, because he used to cook instant noodles and add like yellow wine to it, and that was like his thing, and was like the most fire
Yeah.
form of instant noodles I ate. And like mm, it's just like you it just came out naturally. I didn't really intend it to be like I'm gonna write about this, but you know when you're in that phase, when you're in that
Yeah.
period of it's like that's the only thing you think about, and it melds into what how you behave, and I think like yeah, I think that was the thing. And then for Porcelain Shield, after a few years removed from it, you can look at in a more wider context, and how we grieve, you know, like how did we process it religiously, and in terms of, you know, like I mentioned, like that some parts of my family was was Christian, some was Buddhist, some was Taoist. So it's like, how do we like balance that? You know, like a lot of families over here where we have a lot of mixed religions, like
Right.
fight over how that person wants to go. You know, like maybe they never said how they wanted to how they wanted to be remembered. You know, in what religion. So, and then we had that experience of like listening to Amazing Grace with like traditionally Taoist instruments, and that was like the biggest catalyst for that, because I felt very strongly to that. I immediately started weeping and shit,
Mm.
and I was like, yeah, just thinking of culturally what I resonated most with, and questioned why, you know, like why did Amazing Grace hit so hard for me when I never grew up in like a Christian household, but because I
Right.
live in a very westernized Asian country, which is very like unique from the rest of Asia. And then all the media that I consume is mostly from that perspective. Some
Right.
things hit more. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of rambled there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. You're straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like that's one of the things that makes like Kisses of Life such an interesting project to me, because like it is like just stretched, like stretched out across everything you've done. That feels like the most traditionalist thing you've ever made. Like that's very much like, here's some beats, I'm a rap over these beats, like just like very like bread and butter. You produce the
Yeah.
whole thing yourself,
Oh,
and
actually,
like it's
it
very
was
much.
mixed producers. Yeah. I think I
Oh
did like
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's a few producers. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
My
There
fault.
was like yeah.
I don't
No,
know why I
all good.
thought you produced them.
Yeah. I
But
produced
either
most of
way,
it. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah, but either way, it's just Like that feels like very like this is kind of meat and potatoes like hip hop shit, you know, like you're
Mm,
not really like you're not pushing the envelope so much as you are just kind of like unraveling what's going on in your brain.
mm.
And you know, oh man, I wanted to think of a nicer segue for this, but there's a section on Stop Playing from Cacophonous
Oh yeah,
Digressions, a record of a moment in time with psychedelic ensemble, on Stop
long ass name.
Playing, where you talk
Yeah.
about, yeah, I am like it, that album is great. I love the sound palette of that album so much. And there's like a section on it on Stop Playing where you mentioned like not wanting to be lumped into like the lo-fi barrel that was kind
Mm,
of like that was kind of like the thing at that time, and it
yeah.
still kind of is now, but it feels like it's either kind of like dissipated or people don't really give as much of a shit anymore. But you know, like that's you know, like that album in a lot of ways feels like a challenge to that notion of like, because like it's not like particularly like hazy or
Mhm.
like or like drunk loopy like the other shit is. This is very much like it's like bordering on noise, not
Yeah.
to like a crazy extent, but like it's you can hear there's a lot of other influences, and it feels more experimental, you know,
Yeah.
to me. So like I guess you know, like I guess a few years removed from that song and that album, like like especially considering like the gigantic musical leaps you've taken on these last couple projects, like where do you fall like on the lo-fi classification? Is that a thing you think about? Like do you give a shit anymore? Like because I got feelings, I want to know your feelings, you know?
Okay. I mean, like, I think because I started out in that re realm of sorts, of in that group, that subgenre, I guess you can call it. I don't know, of like lo-fi type hip hop with that sound quality. I was like always I mean, like it gets tiring at times when like. I mean, I understand it, and I love Earl, but to always get like, yo, you sound like Earl. I mean, yo, this is like Earl, and like, but it's like sometimes like it's really not, and like, but I get it, and I mean, I love Earl, so I mean, like, I'm not taking it as offense, but it gets tiring, and like I feel like I've done stuff that pushes me beyond not just that, and
Right.
but I mean, I still love the type of music, but yeah, I don't know, I just. Man, these classifications get kind of tiring, no lie. So like,
Yeah, for sure.
um, yeah, it's tough, like, and especially in Singapore, because like the the exposure to the music is not that great. People reach for closest the closest resemblance of what they know of it. So obviously Earl gets brought up, a lot, and then probably that's the only artist I ever get compared to. So I'm just telling them like, yo, yeah, I think I'm trying to be my own artist, like not just.
Right.
And also it gets like to a point where everyone sends you the same type of beats too, And like
Yeah. I can only
yeah.
imagine, bro.
Like so like after a while it's like But yeah, I think you're right. It is like slightly fading-ish. I feel like even the guy like the bigger guys within that scene, if you will, I think they're branching out into the sounds that they weren't with before, So I feel like
Mm.
everyone's on that. It's freer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, like of course people still make that type of music, and I love that type of music. But it
Yeah.
is cool to, you know, like people like Earl, people like Mike, just to like see them, you know, like to hear like Mike over like step team production, and
Yeah.
Earl Sweatshirt rapping over fucking like Clams Casino beats,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's like or like Benny X beats, like that's dope to me, you know, and like it really shows how versatile and adaptable like that particular style of rapping is. And you do and, you know, like you do the same uh like with Cacophonous, and you know, of course with Porcelain Shield and Paper Sword. Like I really want to dig into this project, because the like the beats on this album are just like they're unreal, man. Like
Thank you.
you know, any avid listener of the show knows I have a lot of feelings about like live band rap production and how it's applied, and like
Yeah,
obviously this isn't like a Nas and Carnegie Hall situation. Like
yeah,
this
yeah,
is, you know, like you're playing, it's, you know, like it's you and the Clementi Sound Appreciation Club are like coming together and like forming these session things into beats and just kind of letting them like spool, you know, in
yeah.
these like really fucking dope ways. It really does split the difference between a band, an orchestra, and beats in a way that's really
Yeah.
appealing to me and sounds not just
Hmm.
like clean and sanitized. Like,
Yeah.
and like I know the story. I know the story behind this album gets pretty deep because I know you were touring through China, which is where Voice
Mm,
Memos from Winter in China came
yeah.
from, and
Yeah.
you know, like and just like you met. I'm gonna let you tell the story. I'm not
Okay.
gonna tell your story. How did you and Clementi Sound Appreciation Club come together, and just like where
Uh,
did the idea for this album come from?
I think like I think like one of the main things is here is like, especially in Singapore, and since I'm gonna be performing mostly here, it's hard to get people interested in like hip hop where it's just like a DJ playing the beats, even though that's probably even till now, even with the band, I'll say I prefer that form of I would prefer to watch that, you know, because
Same.
I hate. Okay, I know I can hate is a pro. No, I mean like I had very strong feelings towards live band hip hop too, but they need that spectacle over here in like Singapore, like because they if not they will find they don't find it worth watching in a way because yeah, I don't know, it's just the way it is here. So like they need that band, they need the grandeur, you know, of it. And but it's so I wanted to
Yeah.
do that. I mean, these guys kind of approached me like a couple years ago, just saying like, "Yo, we would love to play like live band hip hop," you know. And I know what they were thinking and what I was thinking was probably like completely different. So, and they're like great musicians. They're all like jazz trained and shit like that. So like
Yeah, I hear
they
it.
want to play they want to play some, you know, type shit, you know, like that kind of beats, you know. I think you know what I'm saying. But I told them like I think this is one of the most important things that go through all my music is like I gotta recognize that I'm not from where hip hop originated and where the culture is centered. So if I am to make music and also want people to take it seriously rather than just a rip off of something that's more authentic, it needs to add to the genre in any small way that it can. So, or like be something that's original from that comes authentically from where I'm from. So I told them like we can't be making jazz beats and neo soul type beats, even though y'all can play it well. I told them like and I think that's where the concept sonically for Porcelain Shield, Paper Sword came from, because they were all jazz trained and all Western music trained, and they would love to play that type of music, but to force them into playing something that's more that fits with the scale of Asian music and maybe the samples of Southeast Asian music that we use to guide the album. It represents that clash, that imagery of the porcelain shield and paper sword, and
Yeah.
it's like it's a like I think it came out like this very unique kind of sound to it. I don't know if I want to.
Yep.
I would say like there's not a lot of albums that sound like it. So that was why I was most proud of it, of that project, about, you know. Uh, yeah, I think the story of how it came together. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's and yeah, I mean like unique is the word. Like this is, you know,
But I mean, shout out
like there's
Preservation. I think he did that sound first. Yeah. He's yeah. So like that was one of like the major inspirations. I mean, I DM'd him about it. I was like
that's
yeah,
hard.
you gave me the confidence to embrace like my own culture in a weird way, to embrace my own culture in this sound, you know, because like most people think it won't work, it'll sound off, you know. Yeah.
Right, but nah, yeah, I mean, like y'all found a way, and yeah, like shout out to Prezi. That album, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Eastern Medicine, Western Illness is
Yeah.
fucking
What
amazing.
hmm
Yeah, I love Prez. He's one of the best we got. But like, and yeah, like I never thought to make that connection between an album like this and an album like Eastern. It seems so obvious, but it never struck my mind. But like, yeah, just like the way, I don't know, just like all the different kinds of sounds, and you wanting to create this thing but not lose who you are or where y'all come from, and incorporate all the different types of instruments. Like, just I don't know, man. It's just really, I got lost in it in a way that,
Thank
like,
you.
I was like really just, I don't know, like my, yeah, like my eyebrows were just like up here for like listening to like Thief and the Bell fucking knocked me
Yeah.
on my ass. The Well
Wow.
knocked
Thank
me
you.
on my ass. Fucking Crabs was yeah, Iron Butterflies, just like, and like, yeah, just like I'm having a difficult time describing like
Mm,
what it felt like listening to this project, but like contrast is something that's come up a bunch in different contexts, like in this conversation. But like this, even to the title, like the title Porcelain Shield Paper Sword, and just like and you're like you breaking it down to the idea of just like these things that are meant to protect you not being able to protect you, because like
mm,
like the paper sword will bend before you can actually like make it do anything. The
yeah.
porcelain shield will break the second it gets hit. And just like one, and like going to something like iron butterflies, like like butterflies are light,
Mm,
irons iron,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and like I think like that's, you just have this really,
Thank you.
beautiful, succinct way of getting at these just like talking about contrast. Like, so much of your music is about contrast, whether it's between feelings or locations or whatever. And I love, and I just love how you play with contrast in your
Stuff.
writing and your beats. It's like, this is your shit is really intricate in a way that, like, yeah, like once I'm gonna be picking like my three favorites out of here, and just like
Yeah.
this is very much like winter music to me. This feels
Mm,
like cold weather music in a
that's
way
crazy
that
because
I
we have no
love.
winter
You
here.
know that. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, no, y'all. Y'all don't have.
But
You're
that
right. Y'all don't get snow down there. That's
but
nuts.
that's crazy. That's we don't it doesn't even get cold. Like
Wow.
25, 23 might be the coldest we get at Celsius, you know.
What's that in Fahrenheit? Let me see.
It's basically summer all season. Summer all season. There's
Okay.
no yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean like the thing about contrast, I think what we were finding for this record specifically is like because I think Singapore is such a young country and it's like been so its history is like so connected with colonialism and all
Okay.
these like four cultures merging and it's in a way we lost our culture while trying to chase this modernity and financial success and then it's a lot blended with this Western culture and it's like sometimes we try so hard to be traditional in some sense yet Western on the other and I think we were trying to reflect that in the sound, you know, like it has that awkwardness. It's like an awkward kind of beauty to it, I think, and that we were kind of trying to
Yeah.
find. Yeah, so like I mean, if you ever come to Singapore, you'll notice that all the signs are in English and like four different languages underneath it too. So like it's an
Hmm.
interesting place, yeah, and that's what we're trying to show in the sound, yeah.
Yeah. And like you mentioned in the bio for the album too, that a big part of like a big part of the impetus for this came from somebody in South Africa hearing Expired
Oh yeah.
Toffee, and you kind of playing with the whole idea of like this melding of like African and Asian sounds. And like,
Mm,
like as somebody who's like, I'm a djembe player. I've played djembe since high school. I haven't done it much in recent years, but being like, I know my way around. I know my way around West African
yeah.
music, so I'm always I mean, like my ear always catches that type of stuff when I
mm,
hear it being played. And yeah, it's like I don't know, man. Like I know I just love the fact that you made a project that combines sampling with all this different cool live instrumentation in a way that feels like it's just like really like challenging, interesting stuff.
mm,
In a like I said, it feels like cold weather music. It feels kind of like it's like dreamish too. It's like it's not a dream, it's not a nightmare, but it's very much like a like mental liminal sleeping space
mm.
music. You know, like
Thank you.
it's yeah, it's just very you created a like there's a world here that I don't understand, and it's
Mm,
fun to unravel all the stuff going on here. And it's like I never really get there's like no sense of closure in this music to me,
mm,
and like you and like there's no real sense of closure like in your writing, and you've accepted that there's no sense of closure to like how you feel, where all this is going to go, where you where you end up in it. Just like yeah, like once again, just I
thank you.
really love this project. I'm mad
Thank you, man. It
I'm
means a
mad
lot.
it took me as long to listen to this one specifically as it did, because
I'll
I
do
didn't
it.
really start I didn't start listening to it until the top of this year, because
Yeah.
of course I heard you and Flowers project and then
Mm.
ran to this immediately, and I was like, wow, like I'm like mad at myself that it took me this long to get
No,
here.
all good. Thank you. Thank you for checking it out.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, man. Yeah, no, like it's like for real my pleasure. Like I'm yeah, no, like I'm very fond of the way you're putting all this stuff together, and especially for like carrying the torch all the way where you are. I mean, like, just like being I mean, like being black in America, I completely understand where you're coming from in terms of just like colonialism really warping your relationship to your culture and your heritage and your history, and
mm,
it's obviously different for a lot of reasons, but it's
yeah.
very similar, and like I think that Asian African connection also works in that context as well. But before we formally wrap this up, like you mentioned it a couple times, but I want to focus on the idea of carrying the torch for this specific music in this specific way in your specific part of Singapore. And like I know you've said that you're kind of one of, if not the only person doing this the way you are.
Mm.
Like, what is this like? Is there like a rap community in Singapore that you just don't feel connected to, or like is it really just kind of yeah, just like please break that down for me.
Ooh, I mean, like, there is a rap community, and but the thing is, I think I'm actually pretty close with most of them.
Cool.
But
That's dope.
the thing is, I feel like maybe my understanding or my appreciation of hip hop doesn't lend itself well to what hip hop is most popular here, because people tend to gravitate towards like the trap-ish, R&B-ish, like dark, you know, kind of wave. That's like the mainstream sound here. And then also
Mm-hmm.
people would rap in their mother tongue, and that's cool and stuff. And then but I think there's a different value in what makes a song great that I feel or something. So like in their music, there's a value in being more direct, because this is what I feel. This is my theory. Because English is our national language, but isn't really our like actual language, like in terms of culturally.
Right.
The emphasis on words and wordplay might be lesser than than maybe the rhythm, and I feel like there's a difference in that in that appreciation. It might a bar what we might feel like is a bar here is not a bar, or maybe over in the States. Like
Right.
maybe
I
just
get
saying
what you
something
mean.
like, yeah, like just saying the hardest line. I feel like the in Singapore, saying the hardest line It's just saying it direct without any like without any little twist or anything. Yeah, so like that's the
Right. Yeah.
yeah, and I think like there's a major beat emphasis here. Like the beat carries the song, you know. Like there's way more producers than there are rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, and I feel like even like if you like talk to people who love like hip hop and like real old heads and like they know the history in Singapore, I feel like they revere like beat makers more, like because of yeah that barrier with the language and yeah. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but it's just
Right.
what's different here. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 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 No. I never would have imagined that it was just like you, completely alone, isolated,
I
and
mean, I
everything
got a few like
like
friends who
that.
like help produce, but
Yeah.
but I would hope that there are a few like guys coming up, making a similar vein, if not the same type of music, but I'm sure there are. I mean, maybe I just haven't met them yet, but
Hmm.
yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
the online community, I say I belong to the online community.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I had Gavin on here last year, and he was saying something similar because, like they got like there's like a slightly larger, like, this strain of rap community in South Africa, but Gavin's
Mm.
also kind of like, you know like a lot of my successes come from outside of where I'm at. But I mean, I'm just always interested in that clash and that contrast, like, in other parts of the world, because obviously that happens over here too, but to like a different extent, because this is kind of like the motherland for that, and there's like 80 million different offshoots of hip-hop out here,
Yeah.
and like and it's like all the different regional scenes. It's a lot of. And like, obviously I haven't been to Singapore, so I'm just always curious about like how other people around the world perceive this thing that came from here, and how we
Mhm.
how we do it, and how it just mutates,
I'll say like
and I.
there was rarely a show like with just a DJ and a rapper. It's so rare.
Mhm.
Like it's so rare out here. Like
Wow,
everything has to be like played out, in proportions, like
that's wild.
scale. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping to bring that back, Like I'm hoping to bring
Yeah,
bring more of that. Yeah.
I hope you do, because that's my favorite. That's my favorite shit. It's like, to me that's some of like the purest type of performance you can do, where it literally is just you and a DJ, or even just like you DJing for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people I've seen out here who just show up with like their beat machine or a laptop. Like Elucid does that. Like
Yeah,
Elucid
I
just
saw
shows
I saw
up
that
with
story
a
on Lucid.
laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I would, yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, like, I've seen him. I've been blessed enough to see him play a bunch of times, and I was at the You Had to Be There show. I guess You Had
Mm,
to Be There show, and yeah, like, it's like he does that. Cavalier does that. Like, hella people just show up and will just like do things for themselves, and I don't know, like, like, that's pure to me, because it's just. And then it's just you, and you just perform, and you can kind
mm,
of you can make yourself sound just like the track, or add different things. Like, that's like, you can really freak like, if you could freak a performance like that, you can perform anywhere and do anything,
100%.
like that, like that really, that, like that, like that really separates the amateurs from the pros, and even sometimes kind of makes space for the amateurs and the pros to do things together and learn from each
Hmm.
other. And I don't know, just like, I don't want to hear a DJ Premier beat recreated with like a fucking tom tom. Like, I don't want to hear
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. Like, I'm sorry, the drums aren't gonna hit the same. And yeah, just like it's like the air of pretension that comes from, like, oh, like, I need to reimagine this. I need to reimagine this gritty rap song as like this piece being played by a 30 piece, or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's the shit that I hate. That shit I can't. It really pisses me off. But
Hmm.
that's more about me than it is about the thing sometimes. But either way, it makes me happy that you're holding those tenants down,
Thank you, man.
in a complete other time zone from out here.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, yeah, like once again, I got like a million other questions, but we'd be here for another 2 hours. But Sue, if your life was a movie, what would it be about?
Oof. Like an existing movie?
It could be an existing movie. It could be something that you just make up on the. That's an open ended question. Just like however you take it, you know. There's no right or wrong answer to that question.
Oof. You know what? I hope it's like a dark comedy too.
Yeah.
Like a black comedy, yeah, yeah. Like some no other choice type shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But hopefully with a better ending. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no,
yeah.
where you don't lose your mind and wind up having to,
Yeah, yeah. And kill,
yeah, no,
kill a bunch of dudes.
right, yeah, kill a bunch of dudes and then wind up having to.
You know what? I'd rather be a side character in that.
What'd you say?
I'd rather be a side character in that.
Cool,
I'd rather
cool.
be a side character in that movie, you know.
Yeah,
But I think that would be entertaining for people to watch. Yeah,
dope. Yeah, no, that'd be fun. I like that a
yeah,
lot. That's a good answer.
yeah.
Uh, but bro, thank you so much. Yeah, like
Thank
once
you, man. Thank you.
like once again, like going through your music and getting the chance to like chop it up and like to see, like to see you make an impact and have, like the level of success you've had now, and like just seeing things expand and seeing your imagination expand and your ambitions and all this shit. Like, yeah, like once again,
Thank you.
like I'm yeah, it's
Much
just,
love.
yeah, nah, like your shit's great. Not that I need, you don't need to hear that from me, but like your shit is great. Like,
Yeah.
please keep making music and like
Thank
expanding
you.
and like really making, yeah, it's like, it's just like very thoughtful, good shit. And I hope you,
Thank you.
I just hope you keep at it, you know?
So eternally grateful, man. Super big fan of you and what you do. Yeah, love reading and love watching. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for letting me be on. Super honored. One of my favorite moments the start of the year for
Man,
sure.
thank you. Nah, that
Thank
means a
you.
lot. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
just like you really just never know who's listening to this type of shit. So like, I'm always
Nah,
super grateful for
I
that.
listen to it while I game, no lie.
That's
Like it's
fire.
all me.
That's because,
Yeah.
yeah, because like I spend so much of my time listening to music while I game too. So that
Yeah.
means a lot. That means a
Yeah.
ton to me. You know
Yeah.
what do
Thank you.
you what are you usually
What am I on?
playing? Yeah, what are you usually playing?
I only play sport games. I only play
Word,
sport games like FIFA.
FIFA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like yeah. Yeah, I suck at first person shooters and shit, so I don't play that. Yeah.
Oh man, shout out, respect. I love that.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.